The shattered dungeon portal flickers and fades as Jin emerges, his silhouette stark against the twisted crimson dusk. Blood-streaked and radiating newfound power, he walks through the wreckage of what was once a bustling city street. Civilians and fellow hunters alike stare in shock, their eyes wide with a mixture of awe and fear. Jin's transformation is complete. His once ordinary hunter's garb has been replaced by sleek matte black armor, etched with glowing blue runes that pulse with an otherworldly energy. Ethereal shadow tendrils flow from his back, writhing and coiling like living smoke. A dark hooded mantle clings to his shoulders, seeming to breathe and shift with a life of its own. As he passes, the crowd parts instinctively. Jin's icy blue eyes, now glowing with an intense inner light, scan the faces around him. His expression is sharp, cold, betraying no emotion as he takes in the devastation left in the wake of his battle with the demon wolves. Suddenly, a tense voice cuts through the eerie silence. "Halt, Hunter." The elite surveillance squad of the Hunter Guild materializes from the shadows, their weapons trained on Jin. The squad leader, a grizzled veteran with a cybernetic eye, steps forward. "You've been marked as a potential corruption risk. Stand down and submit to containment protocols." Jin's eyes narrow, a flicker of irritation crossing his face. Without a word, he vanishes in a blur of shadow, reappearing behind the squad. Shadow Step flashes across the screen, a system alert acknowledging the new ability. Before the hunters can react, tendrils of darkness extend from Jin's fingertips, wrapping around their limbs and weapons. Shadow Grasp, another alert proclaims. Where precise controlled movements, Jin disarms and immobilizes the entire squad without causing harm. The onlookers gasp, some backing away in terror while others whisper in amazement at the display of power. Just as Jin releases his hold on the subdued hunters, a bone-chilling screech fills the air. The sky above tears open, a dark fissure crackling with malevolent energy. From this corrupted gate to the Shadow Realm, a monstrous figure emerges. Reaver, the Shadowborn beast hybrid assassin, lands with earth-shattering force. Standing nearly twice Jin's height, his body is a nightmarish fusion of obsidian scales and writhing shadows. A beast-like skull helm covers his face, four glowing red eyes piercing through the darkness. Clawed shadow limbs phase in and out of reality, leaving trails of inky blackness in their wake. Jin Reaver's voice grates like steel on stone. "Your awakening ends here." Lord Kale sends his regards. Without further warning, Reaver launches into a blistering assault. The civilians scatter in panic as Jin barely manages to dodge the first strike, a nearby building crumbling under Reaver's massive clawed fist. What follows is an intense, fast-paced battle that pushes Jin to his limits. The two combatants blur across the ruined cityscape, their movements so swift that only after images remain. Slow-motion sequences capture the brutality of their exchanges. Jin's shadow-infused punches meeting Reaver's phasing limbs, shockwaves rippling through the air with each impact. As the fight rages on, Jin finds himself on the defensive, struggling to match Reaver's raw power and experience. Pushed to the brink, something within Jin shifts. Time seems to slow as a new ability crystallizes in his mind. Phantom Rift, the system alert flashes, accompanied by a surge of power. Jin's form splits into multiple shadowy copies, each moving independently, yet in perfect synchronization. Reaver, caught off guard, finds himself assaulted from multiple angles simultaneously. The tide of battle turns as Jin's copies weave in and out of reality, striking with precision and overwhelming force. Reaver roars in frustration, his attacks growing wilder and more desperate. The cityscape around them bears the brunt of their clash. Streets shatter, buildings crumble, the very air seems to warp with the intensity of their shadow-infused combat. In a final climactic exchange, Jin channels every ounce of his newfound power into a desperate gambit. Shadow Blade overcharged, the alert warns, as Jin's arm becomes a living weapon of pure shadow energy. With a battle cry that echoes across the ruined city, he plunges the blade deep into Reaver's core. The beast hybrid assassin lets out an inhuman shriek as his form begins to disintegrate. Jin, acting on instinct, reaches out and absorbs a portion of Reaver's essence before it can fully dissipate. As the last traces of his foe vanish, Jin is struck by a vivid vision. The world around him fades away, replaced by a realm of endless shadow and ancient, forgotten power. A voice, deep and resonant, echoes through his mind, Only the true heir to the abyssal throne shall command the forgotten legions. The vision fades as quickly as it came, leaving Jin gasping and disoriented in the midst of the battle-scarred city. Miles away atop a towering cathedral built of corrupted crystal, a figure watches the aftermath of the battle with cold interest. Kale, the masked antagonist, his face hidden behind an intricate obsidian mask, stands motionless as he processes what he's witnessed. So, Kale muses, his voice a silky whisper that seems to chill the very air. The boy has inherited the true blood of the Shadow King. How, inconvenient. With a gesture, he summons his next lieutenant, Licia, a female shadow dominator whose eyes burn with violet fire. Licia materializes from the shadows, her form lithe and deadly. "You called, my lord?" she asks, her voice a hypnotic melody that could ensnare the minds of lesser beings. Kale turns to her, his mask betraying no emotion. Jin has proven more resilient than anticipated. Your task is to break him. Not his body, but his spirit. Use your gifts, Licia. Make him doubt everything he knows. As Licia bows and vanishes to carry out her mission, the scene shifts to the Hunter Guild headquarters. Guildmaster Rovan, a man whose weathered face speaks of countless battles, paces in his office. The reports of Jin's transformation and the battle with Reaver lie scattered across his desk. "This can't be happening," Rovan mutters, his brow furrowed with worry. "If Jin's power continues to grow unchecked, he could become a threat greater than any we've faced." With a heavy sigh, he activates a secure communication channel. "Assemble the Black Ops team. We need to contain Jin by any means necessary." What Rovan doesn't realize, what no one yet understands, is that Jin's awakening is inextricably tied to the fate of all realms. The pieces of an ancient prophecy are falling into place, with Jin at its center. As night falls over the ravaged city, Jin walks alone into the darkness. His mind reels from the day's events. The battle, the vision, the newfound power coursing through his veins. He knows now that his journey has only just begun, to uncover the truth of his past, to face Kale and the forces of the Shadow Realm, to save a world teetering on the brink of oblivion. These are the challenges that lie ahead. The camera pans out, showing Jin's solitary figure dwarfed by the looming skyline. The air thrums with tension, the promise of greater battles to come. As Jin disappears into the night, the screen fades to black, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, hungry for the next chapter in this dark and thrilling saga.